It's been a while since we've done a software review, and I figured this would be a good time to, since I just had to use the software in my studio to recover two of my computers. So today we're going to be looking at the Aomei Backupper software. Now, you may have seen my tutorial video on their partition assistant, but yeah, the backup software is actually a really useful piece of kit, especially if you work in IT. Now, we're going to start with the backup edition comparison just because you should know what you're getting before you start popping down money. Now, like everything Aomei does, there is a standard, a pro, a server, and then a tech and a tech plus version, which gets significantly more expensive, and we're just going to be ignoring for this part of the video. We're going to be focusing more on the pro and on the server side. So you can see through this comparison all the things you're going to get, but rather than show you that, we're going to go view differences only, and you can see what you're not going to get in the free version or in the pro or in the server. Now, you don't get Windows Server support, clearly, although I am kind of surprised it's not in the tech version. You think that it would be, but whatever. Now, you also get provide charge technical support to clients with unlimited usage. Don't know what that even means. You get to install the program on unlimited computers. That is handy, and that actually, I feel, should also be in the server version, because anyone at this level would be wanting to use it on more than one machine within the company. So that feels like kind of a lost thing. The maximum number of computers you're allowed to use on. You have one server license, unlimited PCs and servers. I'm also torn over this one because I feel like you should just be able to install it. When you start popping $200 on a piece of software, you should be given more leniency on how many things you can use it on. Technical support, obviously, this is just common sense, low for free people because it's free, solve your own problem. You have your medium, which you paid it for, I get that, and the more money you pay, the more support you get. And then the license mode, here you go. That means literally nothing to me. Now, in terms of functionality, what do you get? Well, from Pro moving up, you do get command line, which is fantastic. You get disk space management. You get the ability to merge your backups, which is really big when you start getting, months or weeks, or if you back up daily backups. It's really nice to be able to merge these things down. That saves you a ton of space in the folder, in the file, on your drive, everything. Perform your missing scheduled backup after a startup. That's pretty fantastic. You only get the ability to create a portable version in the Tech Plus. That does not feel like a $900 feature to me. That feels more like it should be down in the server line. Once again, at $200, that you should get a lot of features, and when you start asking $500, a lot of stuff should be included for $500. Image deploy, okay, you get those in the tech versions. That does sound right, considering this would be used more at the enterprise level. You can manually resize partitions on all the levels. That's fantastic. You can encrypt your images, which is great. You can split your backup images, also great. Backup to DVD and CD. I don't know why this is a paid feature. Like a DVD and CD feels like a very archaic feature that should almost be in the free version. And I'll round back to this here in a minute. And then you get the ability to differential backup with scheduled tasks. That's pretty neat. Let's go back to DVD here. I'm going to take off view only differences. And you can see here, in the free version, you have the ability to back up to a local disk, an external disk, a USB flash drive, or a NAS network. I feel like these probably should have been swapped. You should be able to back up to a USB flash drive and a NAS network on server going forward, but DVD and CD on the free version only. Or with your local disk. And even external disk, I'd say should have been a paid feature. I feel like that shouldn't be a free thing either. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like in a business sense, they should have probably swapped them. But now that we've taken a look at the versions, let's take a look at what can the software actually do for you. Before I go into the install, let's just take a look here. So in the backup software, you can do a system backup, a file backup, a disk backup, partition and volumes, incremental or differential, and automatic scheduled with file sync. That is a really robust set of features for what can be a very low cost piece of software. And you can look at system restore, file restore, disk partition restore, utilities. You can explore and check images, PXE boot, create a bootable media, email notifications, and compress. It's a very good, robust piece of software, like I just said. But now that we've gone through these like very surface level things, let's take a look at the software and show you exactly what you can do with it. And we'll even do a quick file backup just for the sake of demonstration. Now, the install process for the software is just like any other. We're going to click download into our folder. Once that's downloaded, we're going to open up the executable. We're going to run it. We're going to put it into the drive of our choice. And then once that's installed, we're going to open it. And since we're going to be doing this on the Pro version, we're going to insert our Pro key and register the software. Now that that's done, let's take a look at the actual UI. So starting at the options menu, you can see we have a backup, restore, and a clone category. Looking at backup, we have system backup, file sync, disk backup, and partition backup. These will do everything that that their name says. File backup is really, really helpful because you can just do this and set it up once and then just do a sync afterwards. And I'll show you that later on. Then we can do a restore, which you'd get, from the backup, from the system backup. You can pull your image file. And then cloning. Cloning is really, really nice because if you want to either do a new part addition, like a new SSD to your system, or you just want to build another rig but have the exact same one-to-one features like I have on my other rigs, this is perfect because I can have all the same things no matter where I go now. I can just have the same disks everywhere and all the registry files are there. Everything is available to me. It's beautiful. I love it. It has been a god lifesaver for me. But getting back to the backups here, the file backup and file sync, we're going to do one of these right now. So let's start with the file backup. Doing a file backup and a file sync is really, really easy with this. So we're going to click on file backup and we're going to select the folder that we want. We're just going to use this programming folder as an example. Now we're just going to say what drive do we want to push this backup to. So in a normal environment, you'd probably push it to your offsite storage or to your just local server. But here we're just going to do it to another drive on the same system. We're going to hit go, and there you have it. It's going to process, and there will be a backup file created for you on that other drive. Now for the file sync, we're just going to click on that button, and we're going to sync the same file to this restore point that we created. And now anything we do on the programming folder on the main drive is going to be synced over to the backup. It's just that simple, and that's what makes the backupper software so good, is the fact that, yeah, you could just copy paste, but then you'd have to periodically keep doing it. Whereas now you can set the software once and it will just go automatically. So let's get into the conclusion and see if it's worth it or not. So getting into the conclusion, I have to say that I am more than impressed with the software. Now, this video is not sponsored or anything by them. It just happens to be that, well, I needed it for my own studio to restore a few of my other backup streaming rigs. And this is the software that allowed me to do it. I can't tell you how impressed I am with it because it just did everything in one click. It was so easy to work with. And you've seen, for the free version, you get a whole host of options to go with it. But in the Pro version, you get even more. And in the server side, you get even more. Now, I would advise anyone who's not in tech and can't use it as a tax write-off, at the personal, like, consumer level, you're definitely going to want to stay away from the $4.99 price tag. But for $1.99, I'm still cringing quite a bit at it. I think the pricing could do with a little bit of adjustment. It seems like a pretty big step to go from free to $50 to $200 to $400, $500, and then $900. They're big leaps. They're not these nice incremental values, but overall, in terms of feature rich, in terms of stability, in terms of reliability, the Aomei software has been always good to me. I've never really had issues with it, and I use them quite a bit here in my streaming studio. So would I say buy it? If you need to back stuff up, if you need to create drive partitions or clone them, this is the best option you have going, bar none. From free to $50, there's nothing that comes even close. And that's about the highest award I can give anything. This is by far my best thing, and always the software company I go to first whenever I need like partition stuff or disk stuff. So guys, there you have it. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see everybody on the next video. Bye.